Hello. Welcome again to another session of Spiritual Wellness with me, Pastor Larry Charles, here at the Arkansas Heart Hospital. I'm Director of Pastoral Care and just wanted to get with you again. Here we are in a new year. 2018 is now upon us and we're just a couple of weeks in, and I wanted to just drop and give you a little bit of information about 3 good things you can do for 2018 for spiritual wellness. And I want to take it from the life of David. David, we all know, who is one of our favorite biblical characters, but he has a situation as a young man that gives us some insight as to what we can do to transition from one place to another. We know David, he was a shepherd boy, but to leave the pasture and transition into the palace, he had to endure some things. And so we understand that whenever we are transitioning, there's always a giant. And here we are, 2018, a giant. Many of us, because of the unknowns and all of the other things that come along with it, we are moving into a time where we have to say, if I'm going to move to the next level, there's some things I'm just going to have to face. And so 2018 is here, whether we like it or not. And so let's look at 3 things from the life of David that will help us to accomplish our task for 2018. What is the first one? Well, the first one is David was able to kneel by the brook. And if we're going to make it in 2018, we must spend some time kneeling. And when David took that time to kneel, where was he kneeling? At the brook. Yes, the brook is a place of reflection, a place of restoration, a place of revival even, and a place where you go and you receive your stones. So let me ask you a question. Do you have your stones for 2018? And what do I mean by that? David stopped by the brook and he collected 5 smooth stones. The first stone was the stone of prayer. And now we all have to take time to kneel and pray, because if we're going to lift anything, the mechanics of lifting is not with your arms or your back, but it's lift from your knees. So the weight of 2018 will only be lifted if we spend time in prayer. The second stone, he took a stone of peace. You cannot put a price tag on peace. Peace comes from our relationship with an almighty God. And not only was there prayer and peace, but there must be persistence. You should never give up. Should never ever stop striving. Should never ever give way to the weight that is upon you, but you should ever keep striving to achieve the goal that you have set. So we have prayer, we have peace, we have persistence. We must also have power. Power comes, brothers and sisters, from our time that we spend in prayer. My grandmother used to say something to me. She said, where there is much prayer, there will be much power. Where there's little prayer, there will be little power. And where there's no prayer, there will be no power. So we have the 5 stones of prayer, peace, persistence, power, and patience. Patience we must have, because there are going to be some things in 2018 that we must simply wait for. So when you kneel at the brook, you collect your 5 stones, you're ready to not only go forward, but if you're going to kneel in the brook, you must be number 2, ready to stand in the valley. The valley is the place of testing. It's a place where we can go and we are tested, sometimes seemingly beyond our limits. But our scriptures tell us that if we are tested, God will provide a route of escape. So we can't run away from the test, but if we endure the test and we pass the test, it will push us to the mountaintop. David stood when others were sitting. Where there was darkness, David determined that he was going to bring forth light. Where there was cowardice, he was going to show courage. And there are going to be times in 2018 where doesn't mean that we're not fearful, but it means that we go forward in spite of the fear. That's the true definition of courage. So we stand in the valley, we kneel by the brook, and last but not least, as we prepare to wrap this, we must be willing to face our giants. Can I tell you, you will never conquer what you're not willing to confront. We must be willing to stand up to the things that are opposing us, the things that have dogged us in 2017, 2016. Some of us have still got giants from years past that we have cowered and not been able to face. But if we face the giant with our stones, we can overcome him. We can overcome the things that have dogged us, that have kept us down, kept us from achieving the things that we know we could achieve. So I just say to you today, do you have the stones for 2018? Do you kneel at the brook? Do you take time to stand in the valley? You don't run away. You don't cower from standing when you move away from the status quo. You're just saying, I am going to take a stand in this and move forward in it. Or do you face your giant? You will conquer it if you're willing to confront it. Stand up this year and watch how things are going to work out for you. This ends my session with you. I hope I didn't bore you this time, but looking forward to the next time. God bless you.